Good morning, girls. It's another Tuesday, and this is going to be another unedited vlog because I still don't have editing software, and I'm on a different computer because my CD drive is broken and it has to, go to Kentucky or somewhere to be fixed. So I don't have that for another 2 weeks. So life is just kind of going great. So I thought I would talk to you about something that happened in school to me today. I take a class at my high school called Media Literacy, which is where we kind of watch movies and talk about kind of their impacts on society and what we think of them. It's very much a, let's talk about everything about life class. That's kind of what I take it as for the most part. And our teacher was out today and we watched a Frontline episode, probably from the 90s. It was very 90s, and it was all about basically ad executives practicing the art of cool hunting, which basically involved getting really into teenage culture and trying to understand it and stay ahead of the trends. And basically the thesis of the whole thing ended up being that, maybe we're not really getting ahead of the trends so much as setting the trends in the way that we advertise to teenagers and all of that, and kind of how it's an endless cycle that kind of feeds into itself, and, kind of that whole thing, and it's a very negative piece about kind of teenagers and how society kind of cycles through us. And there's also they were, I guess, trying to get the idea of the teenage counterculture of the 90s, and I don't remember what the group was called, but basically it was rage rap, I believe, and the idea is that it was very crude, it was basically a dare to say, now try and show this on television because we are so crude and so, just violent and gross, and it was kind of a challenge to be like, okay, you show this on TV now. And there were some responses to that, but basically what I was sitting there going, I was just like, there are so much better ways to do this. If you want to understand the trends of a society and of a group of people, don't study them. Don't be creepy about it. Be part of the community. Yeah, I was basically thinking about Nerdfighteria the whole time, and how, you don't need to be, on the cutting edge trends of Nerdfighteria, because even, you don't have to be a teenager to be part of Nerdfighteria. It's a community of people of different ages, and everyone is part of it. So you don't have to be on the cutting edge of it to market to it. You just have to put out something that you're proud of, and people will probably buy it if it's marketed well. So, I have a Tetris nerd shirt because DFTABA Records, had it, and I was like, I'm a nerd. Tetris is cool. I want a shirt that says nerd. I know that DFTBA Records is a cool thing, and I, support what they do, and so I'm gonna get that shirt. I actually wore this shirt to school today without even knowing any of this was gonna happen. I think that's kind of cool. But it was just, I was sitting there and going, this cool hunting thing is just the completely wrong way of doing it. You don't need to, understand the culture in a way of, a predator and prey, it almost felt like, if you could just be part of it. And I think that's what's so fantastic about Nerdfighteria, is that it's we are a community together. And the way, products and that kind of thing get put into that community are people are like, here is a thing I am proud of. I am going to share it with the world. If you want to pay me back for that, that'd be really cool because I'd like money. And, I need that to pay for food and stuff. And then other people are like, oh, hey, I like your thing that you're putting out. And, I'd like you to be able to eat food and stuff. And so then there's money exchanging that goes on. And then you have an awesome new t-shirt or CD or whatever it is. And that person has some money to pay for food and stuff. And I think that's just such a great system because it's such an honest system. It's one person creating something and saying, here is my something, and another person going, that's a cool something, and then that's how it works. And I just was kind of going crazy with this representation of society. It's very, very negative, and I'm just sitting there going, but it could be so much better. In other news, it's less bra. The tour to Nerdfighter is coming to Boston. And I'm really excited because it's starting in Boston on January 10th at the Wellesley bookstore in Wellesley. And so I'm hopefully planning to go to that. I've pre-ordered a book, so hopefully I get to go to that because I have to go pick it up. And all books are gonna be signed and hanklerfished, and I'm really excited. And I think that's just gonna be a really fun time. So I hope you girls are having a good week. I'm sorry my life is so crazy and I haven't been able to be doing quality videos, but hopefully things will calm down in like 2 weeks when I get my computer back and I find out from colleges and all of that fun stuff. So, anywho, this is Emily signing off.